Everybody, and welcome back to the series called Decoding Conflict. So, today I'm going to share with you a workplace situation and give you a few thoughts about how to try to deal with it. So, the workplace situation is between two people named Alex and Jordan who are working on a high-profile client project with a tight deadline. Now, Alex is responsible for timelines and client communication, while Jordan is responsible for creative execution. So the conflict arose from clashing priorities, essentially with Alex pushing for speed and consistency to meet the client expectations and Jordan prioritizing quality and the problem of feeling rushed to compromise their work. The situation was further exacerbated by poor communication, such as curt emails from Alex and defensive responses from Jordan. In addition, a number of assumptions and other things made this conflict personal. Alex assumed that Jordan was quite a difficult person to work with and rather uncooperative, while Jordan assumed that Alex didn't respect creative expertise. The last straw in the conflict happened when Alex copied leadership on emails, causing team members to start taking sides. So you have that scenario. So what might you do if that's actually the situation in front of you? Let me give you four thoughts about how you might deal with this. The first one would be really early, sort of direct conversation before escalation took part. So in this particular situation and this approach, instead of email battles, Alex could have requested a one-on-one with Jordan to talk things through and move from what we would call a positional conversation from what they want to more underlying interests. What do they both really need? For example, they both share a desire to meet the client's needs. That kind of a conversation would de-escalate things a bit and help get at what's really going on for each of them. A second thing they could do would be to really clarify roles and decision rights, if I can put it that way. For example, what quality standards are non-negotiable for the two of them? Where should speed take priority over creativity? And ultimately, I suppose, who has the final say on trade-offs, right? A third dimension to this would be to acknowledge impact, not intent. So both could kind of name the impact of what the other has been doing without blame. For example, Alex might say to Jordan, when revisions come in late, it puts me in a tough spot with the client. And Jordan might share that when deadlines change suddenly, they feel like their expertise isn't valued. So you can see how you're not getting bogged down on blame, but more when these things occur, what's the impact on that individual? And the last aspect of what they might try is really what we would call joint problem solving and developing options. So the first idea here would be for the two of them to get together and come up with what you might call a two-tiered review system. So a first draft, for example, that could go quickly, and then a quality polished draft that might require a little more time. In addition to that, they could build in buffer time for creative revisions and to develop clear escalation rules for deadline risk. And then, of course, trying to reframe the problem as a shared issue. So these approaches kind of give you a sense of how this conflict could have been handled a bit better and a bit differently than what the two of these fine people engaged with. Hope that helps. Good luck.